Hello everyone, welcome to Power Apps demo. Power Apps is an exciting technology that allows people who don't know how to write code or they want to create business application, but the main problem when you are building a business application is that you need to write code in various different programming languages, and if we don't have knowledge on programming languages, then it becomes difficult for any individual to build apps. So Power Apps has Microsoft has built a altogether different environment, which we call as a Power App, where it is a low code environment. That's what we call as there is a low code environment where it's easy to write code or it's easy to create apps. It's one of the part of the Microsoft Power Platform along with Power BI, which we all know is a visualization tool. Then Power Automate. This is an excellent tool which helps to automate basic tasks which we are doing every day in your organization, like from connecting data to sending emails to all those. So Power Apps does has a backend. You can provide backend of it already has that automate features. Then Power Virtual Agents. So it has a suite of tools which allows business users who don't have coding knowledge to develop application, and they can use that application in organization. Developing something is one thing, and then how to use it effectively, that how to share with other users, how to provide accesses to the user, how to provide different kind of access to the user, how to collect information from the user. So that's what all Power App can do it very easily. You don't have to refer to different tools. It's just one suite application which will help you to do everything. We can write formulas, we can write expressions. If we have a data model to back in on the back end of it, then definitely we can use that data model and we can use formulas and expression to build our power app application. And definitely the interface which we have got in Power App, it's just drag and drop interface. Like you just have to drop those interactions, what you want to do, either it's a button or a form or whatever text box you want to use that things in your application. So you just have to drag and drop these things, and then definitely we have low code language which will help them to give the actions. So that's all will help us to create an application, a business application, which will help business users. So let's proceed further. So as we said, it's a Power Platform, and we have Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents. We have a lot of connectors. It is when we say we have to connect Power App to the database. So what kind of database we can connect? So there are a lot of connectors available. In default, you can connect to many of those things. It's not required that you have to write anything extra to connect to the data. It just automatically one click is there provided there so that you can connect to any kind of data. Then there's a AI builder. We can definitely make use of that in order to provide future insights. And then there is Dataverse. Dataverse is a database background they have given to Power App. It's just kind of database we can build. It's just kind of database which you can build, and then on the top of that you can build a Power App model. So as we have said, like what is Power Apps, and we have seen that like it's a collection of apps, services, connectors, as well as data platform. And most important thing is rapid development environment. Normal development environment is very long. You will require a lot of things to do there, but this is a rapid development environment where everything is connected. You just have to plug in those things, whatever your business ideas are, and then definitely there is some of the code which is required, some of the data connection which you're already doing with the help of data connectors, and the user interface which you will be building, and it's easy to build out there in the Power Apps. So there are three types of apps. Considering the requirements of the user, they are defined into three types. First is the Canvas app, where it's very simple app which you can build very easily. It's like it can start from one screen and can have lot many navigation also. It doesn't restrict yourself in any. Canvas app has all functionality which we can use from Power App. It's not like it is a smaller app, so you can't use any functionality. So everything you can use there. So whenever you want a simple basic app which you want to collect some information or show something to the user, then definitely we can use this Canvas app, which will require a very less time to develop. Plus, we also need to think of the user, that if it is simple application and we don't want to distribute to a lot of users, then definitely this is a good way to start. Then the model driven app which we have, in model driven app, definitely we'll need a data model, and that's where the data bus comes into picture, where we'll have to build a data model with the help of the data which is available in your organization. In whatever format, you can plug in that data model with the help of connectors to Dataverse. And then from the Dataverse, you can connect it to Power App. And then on top of that, that model driven app can be built, where you will, again, like whatever functionalities you will be using for navigation and then buttons and all those things are similar to what we have in Canvas app or similar to what we have in Portal, as well as in model driven network. Nothing changes over there as far as development of the application is concerned, but just the use of the application that defines what type of app I want to use. Either it is Canvas app or model driven app. And Portal, what is Portal? Portal is definitely a small website which you can build for an organization, or even you can build a large scale website, but definitely that will require all those features where you will users will be connecting, providing them accesses, then how those user will be connecting to that portal, and that uh, database will have to build on the back end of that. So portal is also moves into complexity mode, but then whatever application we are developing, correct, it's the same like what we do in the Canvas app. It just the implementation and the backend is something complex, but when it comes to development of that portal, it's all similar to what we build in Canvas app. So it, as we said, like correct, it takes actions. If you want to take actions on the data, like if there's a form you want to send to approval to your manager, then there are some of the purchase order request. If there's higher values there, you should go to second approval, third approval, and that kind of actions you want, that kind of decision making you want, then definitely you can use Power App, where we can integrate a lot many things and then provide a systematic approach to whatever process you are trying to build. It can definitely replace a lot of paper forms if there are in organization. Even there are normal forms are used in the organization where to collect information, and then it is stored on SharePoint, and then a lot of automations are done. So we can all remove that, and we can build a simple Power App which will take everything as a data source, and then can look like a in sync app. Like instead of having different places, we can have a consolidated system at one place. So definitely can replace that paper forms, legacy solutions, and the spreadsheets which are used to collect data. Then, as I said, there are a lot many collectors. Right now it's 275, but it is increasing as the day is progressing. Every month there are a lot of connectors which are added to Power App. What does connector means? It easily, just one click of one button, you are connecting to the data source. So that's the ease those connectors are providing when it comes to connecting to data source. Apps are built in Power Apps platform, so that is in cloud, so that can be shared easily, and it's not residing in PC or somewhere on the system, so that it becomes very easily to share with anyone, either it is on PC or laptop or tablet or in mobile phone. So we can customize those apps according to our requirement. And most important thing, what it uses Microsoft Power FX programming language. So that's the back end of it. Definitely, we would like to know about licensing and cost if you want to use this Power App, and it's not that costly. If you see the subscription plans, if you use either you use per app plan, that's the 360 rupees, or you use per user plan, that's also like 280, like almost 3,000 rupees. So if you use per user plan, that means you can run a lot many apps. Doesn't require like you just need to build one app. But if your requirement is just you want to build one app, then accordingly you can take that subscription. Or you can take pay as you go, like whatever you are using, that will be your charge, and the rest will not be charged. So that's also an option. So from licensing and cost perspective, also, if you do that analysis, it's not that costly. It serves your business requirements. And definitely we have if you're trying to learn it, we'll get a 30-day trial version. We definitely, we can try on that, we can learn on that. And then once we want to go live, definitely we can get any subscription plan. So let's move to first type of app. What is that? Canvas app. So Canvas app are great option whenever we want to build something very quick, and we can definitely choose the size what we want, either it would mobile or tablet, and then this will get a blank screen, and on that we just top of that you drop those actions, navigations, and whatever. Either you want buttons or you want forms or you want labels, whatever you want. You can import pictures, you can import videos, you can put a lot of information on that app screen, and then accordingly you can provide those navigations. So Canvas app was really easy to build, and that's the way we need to start. Most of our course will be covering the Canvas app. We'll be starting with very basic, but we'll also see what are the complex Canvas apps are there. So as I said, though Canvas apps can be built very easily, but there are also some of the Canvas apps which will require a lot of knowledge of Power Apps and a lot of brainstorming on how to navigate from one screen to other, how to provide those accesses to the user. So whatever your work is, whatever your requirement is, definitely Canvas app will be able to fulfill it until you really don't have a very complex data model. And if you really have a complex data model on the top of which you want to build a app, then you would like to go with model driven app, where you can build a database in Microsoft Dataverse. And this model driven apps, there is no need to worry about what size you are using for, like either is a mobile or it is a laptop or it is tablet size. It is responsive. Like you just build on that platform, and whatever platform it is you utilize, it will adjust to that platform. So that's the great advantage when you are building model driven app. And as I said, it is a model driven app, then definitely there will be relationships, there will be views, like manager should do this data, manager, employee should view this data, then there are business rules. And whenever you are building any model, so there will be a data layer, and then there will be a data model. So all that comes with the model driven app. And if you really want to build any model driven app, first thing you should really focus on is the model which you are trying to build, and build systematic controls, like what control you want to give to which person, what is the flow of your data, and what data layer you are trying to manage in this app. So that's what you need to take care whenever you're trying to build model driven app. And rest, like what we said, like building an app, the experience will be the same as is Canvas app. Next, we have the portals, which really provides a no-code solution to building external facing website. Wherever there is requirement that you want to build website, either it is intra-site or you want to build an external website also, that's not a problem. You can build it by using portals. And the Power App interface, correct? We can define which users can authenticate, which users will have which roles, and that definitely will come through Dataverse. And as I said, again, I'm rephrasing that whatever development experience you're having, so whatever amount of efforts you want to put, like whatever kind of knowledge you need in order to build a Canvas app, in similar knowledge you can build portals also. It's just the execution, like you are building this portal for larger audience or better different purpose, and you are building this Canvas app for different purpose. Whereas development is concerned, no additional knowledge is required in order to develop this portal or Canvas app or model driven apps. So definitely then we have next step, which is how do we start with Canvas app? Like if I have to build an app from scratch, we do have to do some homework. What is requirement of my app? Who are the end users who will be using this app? And that decides everything. Like that are the two important questions we need to ask. And once you ask those questions, depending on that, like what is the requirement and who are the users will be using this app, on that basis you will be figuring out, okay, what are the number of screens I'm using this app, which are the databases or which are the connections I need to establish in order to put data into app, or take data from the users also. And then you have to create a navigation flow where once users logs in, what will be the second page he logs in? Or if it is admin you have provided, like once admin logs in, what admin can do, and once user logs in, what user can do. And definitely there is a test environment, so you can test your app with the help of app checker, which will give us systematic results to you, like when you are accessing the app, what are the errors, when you are running the app, what are the errors. So all of those will come over there, and you can definitely go in and check what are the errors are there in app, and it will also suggest some of the suggestions and how you can uh, reduce those errors or how you can correct those errors. So that's where you can test your app. Important thing which I want to cover on a technical perspective, like right now till now we have seen all about introduction of Power App, but this is more into technical collections and variables. Like these are important part of Power Apps. Whenever you want to pull any information, like store any information from the user, that's where this collection and variables comes into picture. Like collections are special kind of data source. They are like we have spoken about the data verse and all those data. These are storing data somewhere, correct? Like that's the way they are working. But if you want to store data in your app, which will execute at the time of running the app, and it's not connecting to data set, but if it's local to that app, then you want to use that collections, and that's where these collections can be used very effectively. So we can use those collections, we can take information from the collection. Just for example, if you want to take information, like if there is a form and if a person wants to create an email ID, so there will be definitely some of the fields we want from that user, like name, what is his surname, what is date of birth, and what kind of email ID is looking for, and then all those details will be required. So definitely we'll like to have some kind of form which will enable user to update those details. Once he updates those details, then we can store that information in the collections, and then we can use those collection. Like instead of every time hitting to those databases, we can store that information in that app only. And whenever the next person goes and logs in, trying to create an email ID, then definitely if that email ID is already used, that person will not be allowed to use that email ID, like create that email ID. So that's the way collection can be very useful, because they are residing in app memory and not in your system or database memory. So that's why this collection are very useful. They sometimes they allow duplicate record, but there are some other different use cases. We'll deal with those use cases when we'll go into deep into our course. We can definitely use some of the things like save data or load data to so if you want to reappear those results, so sometimes you want to search user information, like there's a uh, PNR number we get from the Indian Railways. So if you want to search your status, you'll use that PNR number to get those details, correct? You want to reload the data, whatever data is saved. So that's the thing, like there will be key, and on the basis of that, you will be searching that information. So there are a lot of things which we'll be using in order to make life easier. So collection is one of those, and we'll be using very frequently whenever we are going to this Power App course. Next is variable. I don't have to explain much about variable. Everyone knows. Their variable are used to store the values. And this is what I wanted to start with the introductory part. And next part, we're going to see live demo where we'll go to Power App environment, and then we'll also create a sample Power App within few minutes. So let's move to our Power App environment. Okay, so this is Power App. You can log into this Power App web portal, which is make.powerapps.com. This is the portal which you want to use whenever you want to go to Power Apps. And that's what the Power App interface is. Like we have home, then learn, then this is apps, and then we have create. We can create apps. So that you can see over here, there are three types of apps over here, like canvas, model driven, and portal. Then we have data, where we can build data tables. Then we can have flows. Uh, we can definitely use Power Automate over. Then, as I said, like chatbots and AI builders, and then solutions. So let's go to this create app, or we can directly go to apps or create app. Anyway, we can build that. So if you want to build new app, okay, we can go directly, you can build new app, or we can import canvas app from our system, or from here we can go, and then we are having some templates over here. So these are different templates available here. From the basis of this, we can build a sample app. So let's build a new app, which is we want to build a budget tracker, whatever money I'm spending on daily basis. Let's build this a personal app, and even we can build this for our organization, but just as everyone will be understanding what this budget tracker is, so we'll take this as a demo. So let's build this. Let's click on this budget tracker, and once we click on this budget tracker, we'll be getting to this screen where we have this app. Now if I run this app, you can see definitely there are a lot many options over here, like file. We can have save as. You will get a similar kind of interface what we have in normally in Office profile, like where we'll have file and save as, and open, and all those things are there. Then insert, there are a lot many things over here, like you can insert new screens, then labels, button, text. We can have a different kind of inputs over here. Then the gallery is a differently altogether different concept. We'll explain it in more detail in our class. Then data tables and forms. As we know, we need forms to get an input. We can have media inserted in the form of images, videos, cameras, barcode scanner, whatever you want. You can get it here in the term of media. Then if you want to insert some of more analysis from one of your reports, you can definitely plug in those column charts, line charts from that reports to this app. You can also plug in the Power BI tile. If you're already having knowledge on Power BI, those people will definitely know what is Power BI tile. We can directly plug in that Power BI tile to this app. There are different icons which we can use, and these are important things whenever user understand things from the species of icons. Correct? I use save, that means I have to save this, or if I use this trash, that means I have to delete it. So these are very important icons which we can use in Power App. Then there are reality, like we can view these in, if we are using some 3D pictures or 3D maps, then definitely we can use this functionalities. We have a app checker over here, and we can share our app from here. And then if you want to play this app, correct, we want to preview this app, we can preview it from here. And this is what it looks like. This is a budget tracker. And then if I want to delete something, I can delete it from here. Or if you want to see something, like if I click on this meta, correct, so I'll be getting the details on this part. And this is the spent amount, that is $8732. And if I want to remove this expense, I can delete. And then definitely our spend budget got reduced. Now if I want to add something, I can add. And I can say save. So once I save, it's automatically got added, and then accordingly I got it total spend. So now you can see like 21,000 is my total spend. And if I entirely delete this one, I can delete this budget. So I'll see this now is 13,000. I can add a different altogether budget wherever I want this budget to be added. I can add that budget. So this is very simple app where I'm navigating to one or two pages. Like you might look like it is one or two pages, but we are navigating to 3-4 different screens, and we'll see what all of those screens are there. So if you see over here, there are almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 screen. If you really want to add any screen, is that deep, it is that easy. Just I'll add a screen which will say new screen. I'll add it as a sample screen. And if I want to navigate to budget screen, I'll just add a button over here. and I can write on this button as navigate. And once I click on this button, I can select action. So what I'm getting, there are a lot of properties I can provide this to button. But right now I want, once I select this button, I want to navigate to budget screen. So what I can use over here, let's see if I go to home or if you go to actions, correct? So we can use this navigate option, and I will like to navigate to button screen. So, or I would like to navigate to budget screen, correct? So once I have given that, if you see on click on this, you'll see, and it has automatically written that function which says navigate bracket, what is my screen name, and then what is the transition, like it is a fading or it is a normal transition. So if I play this app, if I navigate, I'll be navigating to budget tracker. So that's the easy way. Like you can do lot many things over here. If you want to add any data, you can add that data from here. You can choose your connector. If you want to use SharePoint, you can add SharePoint user data sets, or if you want to use another things, like if you want to import from Excel or other, lot many things are already available there. From there you can definitely add those data sources. You can add media from here. You can upload images, you can upload videos from here. And this is the app which I have. I can run it from here also. So that's all, like basic what we have in this Power App. We can view data sources, media collections. What are the collection used here? These are the collections which are used here. And we already seen what collections are. And then there are variables. So these are the variables which are used over here in this app. And there is add-ons. So we don't have to worry that much about it now. Then we go to setting, then we can have different type of settings than over here. So that's all about a basic introduction of Power App and what all you can do and what all you can build in Power App. Trust me, it's going to be a very interesting journey whenever we are going to see a simple sample application from the scratch, like what we want to build, on what basis you want to build, and what are the data sources, how we connect to data sources, how we figure out the interaction, how users will be logging into the app, what will be the admin screen, how we provide the access to the admin, how we provide access to the users, how do I connect the data model to Power App, how do I share it with user, how I test that app with, how I test my app, what kind of errors I can get, like this is the app checker, and what kind of errors I'll get, rules, what are the different rules in my app. So we'll be going through all those things in detail in our course. uh, so that's what I wanted to tell you all. Thank you very much.